You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and welcome to another Red-Eye Responds. Corbin wanted me to do a response to his top 10 metal bands video, which is actually a video I edited for him. So, I edited this video for him, basically constructed it, and now he wants me to deconstruct it, right? So, I'm not going to edit this. This is a response that I'm just going to record and upload, so there you go.
Here again with another video, and today I wanted to do a top 10 of my favorite metal bands.
Now, if you guys don't know, I mean, this is kind of a meme on my channel. I'm not the biggest music guy. Music is probably the art form that I am least passionate about. Now, that said, I say that all the time, but then in Sergeant Friends, I constantly make music references and music jokes. So, maybe I overplay that, maybe I'm more into it than I think, but I definitely don't get into it as a lot of people do. But nevertheless, I do like metal, to a degree. But I'm not as passionate about it as Corbin. In fact, most of these bands I would not have heard of were it not for editing this video for Corbin. On top of that, he's definitely more knowledgeable about them than I am, obviously. That said, it is still going to be interesting, I guess, to see what I have to say. And we'll see how many times I compliment my own editing, because, you know, this video is edited great, right? Genius must have done it.
And there are certain ones that are really going to feel like they don't fit in with the rest, I think.
Yeah, this list, it's really interesting. It starts out kind of dark, and then it gets kind of not so dark. But you'll see.
But I don't care. This is just my personal favorites. You'll notice like a few of these are pretty dark.
Oh yeah.
But some of these are just cool. I think for number 10, let's start off with Macabre.
Okay, now Macabre I have not listened to.
Introduction.
Other than, you know, putting this song in the video for Corbin.
To the band Macabre.
And this song's called Dog Guts, by the way. It's literally about Jeffrey Dahmer. Because, as Corbin's gonna say,
my favorite albums,
all of their music is about serial killers.
because it literally just goes over the entire life of Jeffrey Dahmer. Like each song in order, like goes over from his childhood to his death.
I mean, that's cool. Like I like concept albums. I mean, like a Brother Lynch Hung's, you know, Hannibal Lecter trilogy. I like that. You know, granted that was fiction. This is a concept album, I guess, about Jeffrey Dahmer.
And it's like
I'm not gonna lie, like the screaming in metal, I've never quite got it. I never understood why. Like, there's some songs that have it in it that I like, but I never understood it. I never understood why that's such a thing. I don't know. Again, it's weird. Like I said, I'm very odd when it comes to music. I listen to fucking soundtracks. Like, look, you see here how there's this fucking Budokai Tenkaichi shit? Like, that's the kind of shit I listen to, is fucking video game soundtracks and stuff, because I'm fucking weird. But anyway, we'll continue.
I don't know if you want to call it death metal. I think some of the songs actually are black metal. But it's a good band, and all of their songs are about serial killers. All of their songs. Like, that's the band's thing. All of their music is about famous serial killers. I love Macabre. It's a great...
Sounds like this song, and this is not an insult or anything, but it sounds like some shit that Beavis and Butthead would be really into. Like, this is the kind of shit you could see them fucking headbanging to, you know?
Great band. I really like their music. For number 9, let's talk about Mayhem.
Alright, Mayhem! Hell yeah! Okay, so Mayhem I know about, because Corbin and I, well, mainly because of Corbin again, we watched some documentary, or a documentary on Mayhem, and then we watched that awful Mayhem movie. We've been talking about Mayhem quite a bit, off-stream and stuff. Varg Vikernes is kind of an ongoing joke. So, yeah, we'll get into this. Like we constantly make jokes about Mayhem and Varg Vikernes and stuff like that.
Mayhem, if you don't know, is a Norwegian black metal band. It started with Euronymous and...
In the fucking movie, they had Euronymous played by fucking, what was it, Rory Culkin? I think it was Rory Culkin. Doesn't make any sense. It was totally like, does this guy look like fucking Rory Culkin to you?
And some of his friends and his Necro Butcher, and, I don't know the names of all the members of the band. But the point of black metal is...
I'll say this, like, even though, like, again, music is my least passionate art. Mayhem is really, really fucking interesting because of all of the crazy shit that has happened with this band.
It's supposed to be more extreme than regular metal. It's basically like saying that all other forms of metal are pussy shit, and that this is the real metal. And, Euronymous has said things like you have to be a Satanist to believe in black metal. Euronymous is also a communist. But Euronymous is by far not my favorite member of Mayhem. There have been way cooler people in Mayhem, like Pele, who stage name or whatever was Dead, and he had a mental.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put a pun up on the screen here at one point in this.
Or I don't know what you call it. It's basically like being trans, but instead of
he identified as dead.
Wanting to be a woman, he wanted to be dead, and he made his entire personality based around.
He looks like the Crow, like from the Crow 3. Well, actually, just the Crow in general, I guess.
Being dead, like he buried his clothes underground so that they would smell.
Yeah, and for some reason the movie had him be like naked when he did it, but from at least what Corbin told me, he changed his clothes and then buried his clothes. Like he wasn't nude. Then again, I'm going off Corbin's word there, but I don't know. The movie was fucking stupid. Like one thing the movie did right, it had like all the major events, but it had a lot of like weird shit in it that was like inaccurate, at least according to the documentary we watched. So there's like an album of one of their live shows that has like a picture of Dead's like corpse when he fucking committed suicide. It's like a bootleg album of one of their live shows. But I wouldn't be surprised if one of them put it out, because Euronymous, like when Dead did it, he's like, "Oh, Dead did something cool, guys." Which, in the movie they tried to make him seem like more sad about it, but like when in the documentary, it's like he clearly didn't give a shit. Like he was just like, he's like, "Oh, guys, look, Dead did something cool," when his fucking brains are all over the place. Like, Jesus.
Paint style. And corpse paint is really cool. It's kind of like the paint that you would see on, like, the members of Kiss. It's kind of like that paint, but more dead looking, like a corpse. Like, they look like zombies on stage.
I think the Crow is, like, the most apt comparison I can make.
I think that Mayhem was the first one to really make the iconic sound of black metal. Before them was Venom, but if you listen to Venom...
Venom, gonna wear some denim.
Venom does not sound like black metal from Mayhem and Dark Throne and Burzum. Like, those are their own kind. Like, Venom is still black metal, and you started to turn black metal. But Mayhem is the first real black metal band with the screaming, like, banshee sound. And later on, after Pele died, because he killed himself, because he was so dedicated to being dead.
Did I not put up the joke? Hold on.
Pele died because he killed himself, because he was so dedicated.
I did, yes, he dedicated.
to being dead. And also,
I was gonna say, I know I'd put that in Ed Big.
Because Euronymous told him to kill himself a lot and bullied the shit out of him. And also,
the movie, like, severely downplayed that, too.
Child, so it's really fucking depressing. But then, to replace him, they got Vard Vikernes.
So the thing about this, Corbin says that they got Vard to replace Dead. I don't know if that's true. It might be, but, like, because Dead was the lead singer, Vard was the bassist. Those are two very different positions in the band. Like, maybe as far as numbers, he was his replacement, but, like, from, like, I don't know, I'm literally going off, like, a documentary and a movie. That's the extent of my knowledge on Mayhem, and talks with Corbin. But, yeah.
There's And Varg Vikernes is a pagan Nazi who burned down churches and he killed Euronymous, the guy who started the band.
Pretty fucking metal, huh?
And Mayhem. He killed him because he thought that Euronymous was planning on killing him. So he tracked him down with the intent of killing him, then killed him. What he did was he stabbed him like.
Okay, so I put this in an ending, hashtag Team Varg, hashtag 23 wasn't enough, hashtag Varg did something cool. I put this up without realizing that Corbin is basically going to say something along these lines in a minute. But obviously the 23 wasn't enough is the reference to the fact that he stabbed him 23 times, and that Varg did something cool is obviously like, because you know how Euronymous said Dead did something cool when he offed himself.
23 times or something like that. Like, he stabbed him a lot of times, and while he was doing it...
This smile is when he got sentenced. When he got sentenced, this is the reaction he had.
He thought he was a pussy. Like, when he was killing him, Euronymous tried to run away and was screaming and freaking out. And Varg took it as like an insult, because he's like, you made your personality about being this extreme guy, and you're gonna run away and be a pussy when I'm killing you. But like, he was killing him. Like, Varg, how
dare you run away? Stand here and take your stabbings.
He planned on killing him when he was driving there. He says that he didn't really plan on killing him, and that it was self-defense, that he stabbed him 23 times or something like that.
The movie has the stabbing scene, like, be really ridiculous. Like, the movie, like, makes it fucking stupid.
And that's nuts.
See, you would expect him to say, that's metal.
But anyways, Varg Vikernes did nothing wrong. Team Varg, Euronymous can go fuck himself. Euronymous was a communist who bullied people, and I mean, being a bully is not a big deal, but he literally convinced somebody to kill themselves, and then took pieces of their brain. Euronymous took
pieces of his skull. He's about to say that he made but it's pieces of his skull that he made, like bone, that he made a necklace out of. Now, he allegedly also took parts of his brain and allegedly ate it. I don't know if any of that's true, but supposedly Euronymous did do that when Dead ate his gun. But obviously there are some things that are rumors and some things that can be confirmed. But he did actually make necklaces out of pieces of bone that everybody said that these are Dead's bones, like pieces of skull at least. In the movie, they made it. They tried to have him say it was fucking chicken bones, but like that wasn't like ever said in the documentary we saw. So I think that's just some shit they added in the movie to try and make him seem like less like evil. Because that's the thing, is the movie tries to make you sympathize with Euronymous, but Euronymous was a piece of shit.
Pieces of Pella's brain after he shot himself and made them into necklaces, and then
so this is a piece of the brain, or not brain, skull, that was taken and made into the necklace.
Pictures of his dead body, which later got used for an album cover for the band. So yeah,
and again, that album cover was bootleg, so it's not confirmed that the band did that, although I wouldn't be surprised that they did, because Euronymous is the one who took the picture, so I wouldn't be surprised if that bootleg album was officially released by them. Officially, like, because the thing is, Mayhem was super gatekeepy and would give out their music to true fans. Like, they're like, oh, they only get it if they deserve it, kind of thing. Which I actually think is kind of cool, because I like gatekeeping and I like that kind of stuff, but, like, yeah, I mean, this looks like a fucking French fry.
The most hardcore fucking metal band of all time. Mayhem is fucking nuts. If you are into metal, you have to learn about the history of Mayhem. Like, it's a must. Mayhem, incredible history of a band. Like, behind the scenes of...
Oh yeah, they're definitely interesting.
Mayhem is the most interesting shit you'll ever read about. And now for number 8 is Electric Wizard. Now, if you don't know what Electric Wizard is, it's a stoner metal band. And
Weed!
black metal, but more like calming, you know, like black metal that you want to smoke a joint to, which is ironic because a lot of black metal is connected with like Nazism and like they hate people who do drugs. So it's kind of funny. But Electric Wizard...
Yeah, so I put this in because Corbin looked into it and like found out that there is some like Nazi symbolism and stuff in a lot of their stuff. And he just didn't realize it when he said this recording it. Yeah, there's a lot of that within like metal.
Like it's not. I don't think it's not black metal, but it kind of sounds like black metal. But it's a lot more calm. You know, I can chill out while I'm listening to that. And all their songs are, of course, about like satanic things and Lovecraftian stuff, but with a pot smoking twist on it, like I'm just obnoxiously eating.
To be fair, I don't really have a lot to say about this band. I know fuck all about them other than what I edited for this video.
I don't know if anybody's heard of this, but there's a band called Cannabis Corpse, which is a...
When Corbin told me that, because like when I was editing it, because Corbin was there watching me edit it through screen share, and when I got to that point, I'm like, of course there is. Of course there's a fucking band called Cannabis Corpse. I'd be disappointed if there wasn't, to be honest. I fucking hate stoner humor, but come on, if they miss that opportunity, you know.
Literally, they just do like versions of Cannibal Corpse songs, but about pot. So that's another one. And Electric Wizard, good band. I don't have a lot to say about it, but I like it. It's got a lot of Lovecraftian, satanic themes, and it's all about.
Now you'll notice that these segments on the bands vary pretty greatly in length. Okay, he said Mary Jane, so I put Gwen Stacy as better.
And then, so we have 7, which is Sodom. And Sodom is like a thrasher metal band, or thrash metal, whatever you call it. But anyways, Sodom is like a lot more extreme.
I don't know, maybe I'll do my own metal video, like top 10, or maybe even top 5 metal bands at some point, because like I have hardly listened to like any of this like stuff that Corbin does, like a fraction, right? For me, it's like Metallica, Dio, Black Sabbath, Megadeth, I guess. Rob Zombie, obviously. Which Rob Zombie's not on this list.
A thrash metal band and like Metallica.
It'd be on mine though.
I don't think it's like composed or like put together as well as those bands, but Sodom is like more extreme, and I really like their music. Like they have songs, like a lot of music about like war and.
You could swap the pictures of all these bands, and I wouldn't be able to tell which one was which, except for Mayhem. Because Mayhem, it's pretty obvious, because, like, you know, they got a face paint and stuff.
Sodom's a good sound. I really like the way Sodom sounds. Also, their name's literally Sodom. But,
Sodom, more like Gotham.
I love their songs like Napalm in the Morning and M16 and Blasphemer. Blasphemer.
Corbin thought he sounds really cool when I pitched down his voice for that, because you know Corbin pitches down his voice for his videos, and then ever since I took over editing, I've continued that, right?
I have Berzum.
It's obviously an aesthetic choice. Okay, back to Varg.
Is you know the band that Varg.
So this is the funny thing. Corbin had me put one of Berzum's like newer songs, which isn't metal, in the background of this, because he said it'd be better background music. This is Corbin's fucking Discord profile picture now, by the way. With, like, obviously, like, this music is not metal. This sounds like some shit you'd hear in, like, a fucking RPG.
Varg Vikernes, after he killed Euronymous and went to prison for, like, a while, after he got out, he went...
But obviously, like, earlier Burzum is metal, but this is like dungeon synth, as Corbin keeps saying.
He started making music again, and then he started up a YouTube channel where he would just talk about, like, his pagan and Nazi views, which is pretty cool. He called it, like, Thulian Perspective.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Thulian Perspective got banned from YouTube. He's on BitChute, although he hasn't uploaded in, like, 2 or 3 years.
I like...
To my knowledge.
I even liked his YouTube channel. I like his personality.
Varg is an interesting guy.
A lot. I think he's a cool guy. But his music is,
This is like an iconic picture of Varg that gets used in, like, everything that talks about him. I think this was an interview about the murder years and years later.
Because, Euronymous, he would say that in order to be black metal, you have to be satanic, but, Varg Vikernes hates Christians, but he's not a Satanist, he's a pagan, and his music isn't satanic.
This is a much more modern picture. This is from one of his Thulian Perspective videos.
Pagan, like, if you listen
also, like, the Thule Society was, like, the Nazi, like, paranormal shit, like, the one that was into all the freaky occult stuff. You know, the interesting stuff from World War II that you don't see used a lot except in things like Wolfenstein. I guess you see it in fiction a good amount. I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't hear it talked about in history as much, though. That's the stuff that I'm like, I want to hear about this crazy fucking supervillain shit that was going on, but gets glossed over because of all the death.
Music, it's a combination of black metal and dungeon synth, and it's a really unique sound. And I don't think there's anything that's really done something like Burzum. Like, it's an interesting band. Black metal, pagan.
Again, this sounds like some shit I would hear, like, either in, like, an RPG or, like, in a, like, an audiobook of, like, a fantasy thing. That's what this music sounds like. This more modern Burzum music.
It's one person behind it all. One-man band. And Varg Vikernes, the most badass guy in metal of all time. Varg Vikernes,
I think it's coming up with the funny picture that I did.
This cool guy.
Like, I didn't make the picture, but I added the caption. You'll see.
And I didn't even know he was a murderer when I started listening to his music.
I like the way Corbin... Also, like, the way Corbin phrases a lot of this could so easily be taken out of context, because he's like, oh, he does pagan and Nazi beliefs, which is cool. And then, like, he's like, oh, I didn't even know he was a murderer. Like, as if, like, him being a murderer makes it even better. Like, he's like, I didn't even know he was a murderer. I just liked his music. But now I like him even more because he stabbed a guy 23 times. Like, Corbin, he's not tactful with the way he talks, like, at all.
I just liked his music. I think Burzum is good music to listen to.
Also, it's Burzum, right? But he keeps calling it Burzum, which, so I thought that, like, it was like, I thought it was spelled like that originally. So I said, is it like Berserk, but
Oh, you're reading something like Berserk? Like
Burzum while you're reading Berserk?
Music is really fitting because you know it's black.
Which, yeah, this would fit Berserk.
And dungeon synth, so like that goes really well, and it's always about pagan themes, so it goes really well.
Yeah, here's the one I put the caption: "Feeling cute might kill Euronymous later."
And for number 5 is Korn.
I like Korn. I haven't listened to like a ton of Korn, but like the song "Daddy" is like the one song that is like able to make me uncomfortable. But, like, also, they did, like, a cover of, like, Kidnap the Santa Claus.
And Korn is a
So, I did that because, like, when I was editing, right, Corbin was, you know, stuttering and shit, and normally I edit that out, but as I heard that, I'm like, and he's like, you should put that in the video, so then I found that version of it, and I put it in with the fucking dancing bear.
Great new metal band.
Like, it looked like that bear was fucking Fortnite dancing, like, look at this. Like, what the fuck? And then he kicks him.
A great new metal band. I don't know.
I gotta watch that one more time. Hold on.
A great new metal band. I don't know if that's how you say it, right? New, N-U. That's how I would
Yes,
say
of
it.
course it's new metal. Oh yeah, I put Korn's Groovy Pyroghost Mystery. It's funny, because the Korn segment I put the most jokes into. Because, like, I put in the fucking South Park thing.
Bands that get called that. But Korn is really good. I like that a lot of their songs
The fucking lyrics to this song are really fucked up, too.
like make you feel like put you into this like feeling that you're being touched dirtily, like you're
No, yeah, Korn is very good at making you feel dirty.
like listening to Korn music. It's like it's kind of
It's really, like I said, Korn is like the only band that has ever been able to genuinely make me feel uncomfortable just listening to a song.
a lot of it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like they nail that feeling of like being molested as a child or something.
Which
Also,
the lead singer was, hence why Daddy is such an uncomfortable song.
The music is kind of based too when it's about like hating your ex-girlfriend, or the music's about like not being a simp or becoming a real man. Like I know because it's about like that sort of like
I did intentionally choose some ridiculous pictures too, like this.
teenage angst or like growing up, and I like Korn. I like the sound of it.
Oh yeah, I put up a fucking Korn cob. Like I said, the Korn segment is easily the one I put the most jokes into.
Sounds like Korn, especially when they just burst into like a bunch of like crazy noises.
Crazy
and
noises
also the
trademark.
lead singer of Korn is a Christian, but it's a good band. I like how like it feels like you're listening to music that was made by somebody who's like fucked in the head. Like the music like sounds like it's coming from somebody that was. Well, I mean, it kind of is, because the lead singer was molested as a child, and
Also, he's like half brothers with the lead singer of Edema.
songs you can hear that he put that into his music, and I don't think it's just in that song "Daddy." Like a lot of
I don't know which half.
songs that have that sort of uncomfortable feeling to them. But yeah, I like Korn. Good music. And now for number 4 is Rush. Now that
Yeah, here we go. See, like, look, we have all this fucked up shit, and then Rush.
Rush doesn't fit any of the other songs I have on here. Like
I like
all
Rush.
these songs have, like,
Free Will
black metal,
is a good
thrash,
song.
like,
Tom
really
Sawyer's
dark
pretty good,
music,
too.
and then Rush. But I love Rush because a lot of their music has this sort of have like objectivist lyrics, and like a lot of quotes from Rush, or a lot of lyrics in Rush songs sound like Ayn Rand quotes.
Yeah, they sure do.
And Ayn Rand inspired the drummer.
I mean,
Rush
that's
to-
you know, the line, if you choose not to decide, you still made a choice, I think is one of the best lines.
good at drumming, and he became like the best drummer of all time. Like the drummer for Rush is the best drummer of all time. And Rush is a good band. It's a lot more upbeat than most of the other bands I listen to, but I really like it.
Yeah, like I said, Rush, very out of place from all the other shit before it, right?
Yeah. Now for number 3.
Alright, here,
is
yeah,
Manowar.
Man of War, hell yeah. Now, granted, I have literally only heard one song from Man of War, and that's Pleasure Slave, and that's because Corbin recommended it to me, and I've listened to it multiple times. Again, most of my metal knowledge comes from Corbin.
Or Manowar.
This is Pleasure Slave playing. It's a good song.
Is one that I see people shit on, and they say that it's
They look like some shit out of He-Man.
that the music's not good, but it's like I fucking love Manowar. Like it gets me pumped up. Like when I listen to
Got to get you
Manowar,
pumped! You got to pump the muscles! You got to get swole!
it makes me want to work out. I fucking love Manowar's music, like, because it's always about like fighting for your place.
I do like a lot of the fucking album covers they have. They're really cool.
Dying for what you believe in,
Blood in Brazil!
fighting in a religious war. And it's weird because most metal is like super anti-war, especially for religious reasons. But Manowar's, all of their songs are about are like pro-war for religious reasons. Like all of their songs are about killing for the glory of killing. And
I've listened to this song a lot. Corbin sends me music all the time, and then I listen to it over and over again.
And it's fucking great. I fucking love Manowar. It's one of the
like this fucking like Roman
this is
Centurion or Spartan or whatever it is.
And another one of their good songs by them is Pleasure Slave, which is literally just a song about
the revenge of Odysseus.
It's great. Manowar's a great band. Love Manowar. And now we're at number 2, which is
Megadeth. I've listened to a good amount of Megadeth. Not like it, like Megadeth, Pantera, Metallica. I've listened to all of them quite a bit. Not like a ton. Like I've listened to like it's not like I actively go out of my way to find Megadeth, but I've heard them on the radio or like on like mixtapes my dad had when I was a kid, stuff like that.
Metallica's old music, Metallica is better than Megadeth. But if you're looking at Megadeth's new music, Megadeth is still great, while modern Metallica sucks ass.
Ass!
Like, I would never...
I used that clip 3 times in this fucking video.
Listen to a new Metallica song on a new fucking album. Metallica sucks fucking ass now.
Ass!
But Megadeth still is fucking great. Megadeth,
like how I fucking stopped the music to do that?
Consistently been a good band. I love Megadeth. And a lot of people hate the vocals.
Megadeth is good though. They still sound like classic Metallica.
And they shit on the vocals, and they say that Dave Mustaine is an asshole. But I think Dave Mustaine, you know, he's a Christian guy. I think, yeah, he's an asshole, but like.
I like this album cover a lot. This looks like some shit you'd read in like The Shadow. Like this looks like an old school pulp or comic.
Somebody who's a jerk than like somebody who's like a nice, shy, you know, I'm a nice guy.
Which, yeah, that's totally what they're going for with this, right? Obviously.
Like, Dave Mustaine, to me, also, like, they say something about him firing one of the other members of Megadeth and all that, but look, it's, you know, Megadeth is his vision. He can do whatever he wants with Megadeth. I really like that all of Megadeth's songs, like most of Megadeth's songs, are just super anti-government. Like so many of Megadeth's songs, like all of their lyrics are just about how much Dave Mustaine hates the government. And
as does everybody, though. Am I right?
It's great, and also Megadeth is still the same genre of metal as it was when it started. While Metallica sounds nothing like Metallica anymore. Like Metallica is just straight up ass now. Which is why it's going to be funny that my number 1 favorite band is Metallica.
Because of course it is. Metallica is the best metal band. And there's a lot of fucking, like, faggy, hipster, like, hardcore, I'm a true metal fan, which I know is funny because I said I'm in favor of gatekeeping, but there's a lot of true metal fans that are like, oh, Metallica's awful. Like, how could you like Metallica? That's so trash. It's like, because it's fucking good? I'm sorry, I tend to prefer actual music instead of
Metallica, I just think it's the best metal band of all time. I mean,
this is the Doom sound font. This is Master of Puppets in the Doom sound font.
Is the best metal song of all time. Objectively.
If it were up to me, I'd have included this guitar solo from 1, but this is what Corbin wanted, because I asked Corbin which songs he wanted for each segment.
Whatever, of heavy metal.
I do like Metallica quite a bit, though. Metallica's great.
When it started, was so good, especially when Dave Mustaine was in the band. But early Metallica, great. Like my favorite album for Metallica is Master of Puppets. I really like that album. That's the most. I
don't know what my favorite album is. I own like 3 albums. I got the Black Album, I got Ride the Lightning, and I got Injustice for All.
Consistently good album of Metallica's, I think. Of course, you know, and Justice for All, Ride the Lightning, those are good.
You know one Metallica song that I like? So there's that one album, Death Magnetic, which is kind of like a controversial one, because that's the one a lot of people don't like. I like one song on that album a lot, called All Nightmare Long, and it has a really cool music video that's basically a short film.
I even like the albums that a lot of people hate. Like I hear people all the time talk shit on the Black Album, and I like the Black Album, and I even like Saint Anger, which is probably pretty stupid, but I liked Saint Anger. I thought it was a good album. And yeah, Metallica, great band.
Yeah.
Their early music is great. I fucking love Sanitarium.
I like how I've got, like, I think this is them a lot later. I like, this is more modern Metallica when he's literally saying that they were only good in the past.
Or Am I
Hey,
Evil?
your master.
Yes, I am. Fight fire with fire.
I remember one of the first things I remember with Metallica is there's this Hot Wheels game on the PS1 that has fuel in it, and I remember I couldn't understand the full. I just know, give me fuel, give me fire, and like it's give me that which I desire. But as a kid, I always thought it said give me something by the side or something. It's like give me fuel, give me fire, give me something by the side. Like it's that which I desire. But I like fuel. Feels a good song. One is their best song. One is like one of my all-time, if not my all-time favorite song. One is great.
Metallica's great. Fucking love Metallica. And that's been my 10 favorite metal songs of all time. These songs, metal bands, not songs, but these are the best metal bands of all time. You have to check out these metal bands.
Oh yeah, I threw in Beavis because he has a Metallica shirt.
See ya. Someone by the name
and then there's the outro. All right, there you go. I hope I contributed enough, Corbin. Corbin really wanted me to respond to that. I did edit it for him, as I said. So hopefully my contributions were sufficient. Toodles.